What's up, Chuck?
Show me a picture. Like it's like a better thing.
Show me a picture. She's part of Jerry Cooney's camp. She actually
No
visited
shit.
him. And she did stories and I was like, cool. And she sent me pictures. She had all kinds. Guy looked just like that. Not the Jerry Cooney that we see now.
You can find it here.
Wow.
Ah, man, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I don't even know how I feel about that.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what did it was that Korean, when the Korean Kim got killed.
Was that in the 14th round or? That he got killed?
Or the
14th or 15th?
Boom Boom.
From Boom Mancini.
Boom Boom Man. The guy was so popular that he even had a character in The Godfather Part 3, the last name.
Oh, he did it?
Yeah. Down in front. I used to hear that. You don't hear it as much anymore.
Because people just say, fuck yeah. People aren't like nice anymore. HBO. Ty? What's up?
Hey, Tyler.
This guy this morning.
What's up, big dog? You know everybody over there, huh? I was like, damn, where's Tyler at when I need him? Wow, homies. How you been doing?
Pitbull.
It would have been nice if Pitbull would have walked him into the ring. Oh, yeah. Totally it's the wrong song. You know, that's the song you don't want to walk in. That's not an introduction. Like the fetus here. They used to have the ice cream machine.
Yeah.
Popcorn. They had a lot of canned.
Just have the chicken.
Whoever took over the operation. Prime rib dinner.
Okay, that's fine.
What's up, brother? Nice jacket there, bro. Okay, how was that? Caesar's, no? What's up, big dog? Man, I wish, bro.
Muhammad is here. Like, damn. Bro, this is. Nah, no, man. I made it. Bro. I made it. Man, dog,
What's
y'all
up,
here?
bro? How you?
Damn. We get back to back MVP.
I like the MVP. I can't watch a boxing fight without my laptop now. Yeah.
Oh, like Wide World of Sports?
ABC Wide World of
Wide World of
Sports.
Sports.
Well, that. Well, the Boom Boom, that one was on national TV. I actually saw Costa Zoo
What's this dude's name?
fight Roger Mayweather on ABC Sports. That was Mayweather's last title shot against Costa Zoo in Australia. That was the last, and then the other fight I remember watching on ABC. Prince Charles Williams. He got knocked out again, and it was hot. It was a day fight. He got knocked out by a Dominican Sosa. That fought Roy Jones.
Marky Sosa.
With ESPN.
Who did that? I thought that was just an idea
I thought that was
for Ali.
I thought that was an idea for Ali when he was suspended. But he actually did that.
Who fought? Are you sure about this, Mohammed? Look at the receipts, bro. I want to see the receipts. Yeah, that's true, bro. I wouldn't doubt that you are telling me.
Was it on the Spruce Cruise? The Pan Am? Oh, the aircraft carrier. Oh, okay, like a naval thing. Okay. I used to get pissed off as a kid. I'd get pissed off because I'd be like, all right, I wonder what they're showing today. Hopefully they show a fight. And then it's like, oh, we're showing figure skating.
Ski jumping.
Yeah, I I would watch all those ABC, Univision, Telemundo, everything. I came to a point where my friends started calling me Telemundo.
Oh,
Really?
that's terrible.
Yeah.
Martin, you're going to translate, right? You got a mic for him to translate? You have a mic for him to translate? You only have one. You use another one or no?
Okay, it's good for you.
Can you use one more thing to translate? Yeah.
That's the one that Carlos, ¿a quién más queremos con vos ahí en el podio? Bob. Carlos.
I'm just waiting on Ashley to give me the... All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we begin the post-fight press conference here at Staples Center in Los Angeles. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for the post-fight press conference here at Staples Center in Los Angeles. What a night of Premier Boxing Champions on Showtime and pay-per-view. The entire card was stacked from top to bottom. I'm Ray Flores representing BBC and also TGB Promotions along with Mayweather Promotions. One of the fights on our pay-per-view card I thought was very entertaining. This man picked up the biggest win of his professional career as he beat a very determined world title contender in Sergey Derevyanchenko. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the victorious Carlos Adames. And also to his left, Bob Santos. And Bob has been telling me about how special Carlos Adames is. And lo and behold, he had the biggest night of his life here at Staples Center. But we'll open it up and get the thoughts of Adames on having this big win over Sergey Derevyanchenko. Martin Bader, our outstanding translator. Martin.
Bueno, Carlos, primero que nada, tus sensaciones, tus conclusiones para la prensa que vino y vio tu victoria esta noche.
Buenas noches a todos, gracias por venir. Mis sensaciones fueron muy buenas, ya que desde que comencé el combate fui muy predecible, entonces estaba muy positivo, gracias a Dios, y pude tener el mejor resultado de la pelea.
First of all, thank you all for being here, and I felt so good during the fight. My opponent was predictable, and it was all positive vibes throughout. I never stopped believing, and I ended up coming out with the win.
All right, now, Bob, do you want to give your thoughts on your fighter's performance tonight? It wasn't easy, Sergey. Definitely a very tough and world title challenger, but Carlos came out victorious tonight.
Definitely, I felt Carlos showed that he can box, he can bang on the inside, he can float, he can do it all. He can fight left-handed, he can fight right-handed. He's one of the most talented fighters. I've been in this game professionally for 30 years. Working with Arizona Lar, Robert Guerrero, Mario Barros, to name a few. He's one of the most talented fighters that I've ever seen in 30 years. I've been in camp with James Tony. I've seen a lot of talented fighters, but he ranks up there with the best, and I think the best is yet to come. And I think Charlo or any of these guys, I think we put them on notice tonight.
Well, certainly went ahead and got a big win over Sergey Derevyanchenko. Now we're going to open up questions from the media. If you have questions, by all means, Kyle has the microphone. Raise your hand and then ask your question if you have something to ask. Carlos Adames victorious tonight here at Staples Center in Los Angeles.
Carlos, round by round boxing. Congratulations on a great performance. My first question, was it a bit easier than you thought it would be to find him and ultimately outwork him?
Bueno, fue más fácil de lo que pensabas el poder ganar esta pelea.
Gracias por tu pregunta. Realmente no. Yo sabía que era un buen boxeador, un buen contrincante. Muchos boxeadores le tenían miedo, pero yo no. Sabía que iba a ser buena la pelea, nunca lo subestimé, entrené bien, me preparé bien para ese gran combate.
Not really. I never underestimated him. A lot of other of his opponents, they were afraid of him. I wasn't, but I wasn't about to overlook him either. He was a tough opponent, and I was able to overcome him.
Keith?
Maybe Bob can answer this. Bob, you expect Munguia to be his next fight in the Eliminator?
Definitely. We're willing to fight anybody, Munguia, Charlo, whoever it is. He's ready to go. He proved that tonight. I think it was a dominant performance. Taking nothing away from Derevchenko, he's an Olympian. I personally thought he beat Triple G. So he's willing to fight anybody, Triple G, anybody.
More questions? Raise your hand.
¿Qué mensaje le tienes a Jaime Munguía?
Bueno, el mensaje que le tengo es claro. Otra vez él no me quiso enfrentar cuando era 254 la 2, subió, dejó el título vagante, tuve que enfrentarme frente a Teixeira a defender el título. El mensaje que le tengo es que ahora no hay escapatoria, tiene que enfrentarme ahora porque es mandatorio y si no, va a tener que de nuevo volver a subir el libro.
The question was, what message would you have for Munguia? And Carlos said that the message is that there is no escape, there is no way out. He dodged me before. He tried to see if he didn't have to fight me. Now there's no way out. Either he fights me for a title or he's going to have to come up and leave the title vacant. But I'm ready and there's no way out for him.
Con esta victoria, pero ¿crees que también estás listo para tomar Charlo campeón del CMB?
Yo creo que realmente sí, estoy listo para cualquier boxeador. Solamente necesito prepararme bien y llevar buenas condiciones al cuadrilátero porque yo boxeo tengo y pienso que sí, que estoy preparado para cualquier tipo de boxeador.
Will he be ready for Charlo as well? And Carlos says that, yeah, absolutely. I'm ready for absolutely anybody. I don't back down from any challenge or from any opponent, and whoever comes next, I'll be ready to face him just like I was tonight.
More questions for Carlos Adames, a few more moments with him before we continue. Kai, we got some.
¿Estarías interesado en una revancha con Teixeira? Sí se podría hacer.
Si se pudiera hacer, sí, yo lo haría, siempre y cuando hagan buenas negociaciones, yo lo haría en cualquier momento, no me importa, porque yo siento que fue una derrota porque realmente fue una mala planeación de campamento y yo creo que no creo que me supere en un ring de nuevo.
The question was whether Carlos will be open to a rematch with Teixeira, and he said absolutely. If the negotiations go well and he's up to it, why not? The last time, the training camp planning was, it wasn't ideal, and I don't think the same thing will happen twice. And I think that if Teixeira happens, it happens.
All right, a round of applause for Carlos Adames, victorious tonight over Sergey Derevchenko. Congratulations to Carlos, Bob as well. Congratulations to the entire team. All right, thank you very much. Carlos Adames victorious tonight. His biggest win to date against Sergey Derevchenko.
Thank you.
Good job, Carlos.
Not yet.
Muy bien.
Try and get Cruz in here. Yeah, we're working on it. Get up.
You doing? You good? Or do you want me to?
No, it's fine. There might not be enough.
All right, we are just awaiting Isaac Cruz. He will meet with all of you, and we will go ahead. You guys can ask him questions. A valiant effort tonight as he comes up short, but what a terrific atmosphere at Staples Center. I'm sure Floyd and Leonard will echo it, but it certainly felt special tonight. And a Sunday evening, the stars came out here at Staples Center, and again, Showtime Championship Boxing has been on a tremendous run. We follow it up 6 days from now as we will be at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson with Nonito Donaire in the main event, and then continuing with momentum on December 18th for another Showtime pay-per-view. But terrific fight between two elite lightweights that went at it and certainly entertained the fans. Brilliant way to end the weekend. We are just awaiting Isaac Pitbull Cruz, who suffered his second professional defeat at the hands of Gervonta Davis in his first world title opportunity.
So Pitbull, just let the people know that we will be playing on Showtime, the main event tonight at the start of next week's championship boxing.
And I just got word that the main event from tonight with Gervonta Davis and Isaac Cruz, from right before we get going with our doubleheader next week on Showtime Championship Boxing, we will replay the main event of Gervonta Davis and Isaac Cruz before we get to live action. So tonight's main event will be televised live on Showtime Championship Boxing right before we get to live action from Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. So We will show you a replay of that, and that fight was so good. I'd love to see it a second and a third time, just to be able to go and appreciate all the action that we were able to see out of both high-quality prize fighters. So Isaac Cruz is walking this way. He will meet with you, the medium, and then we will go ahead and bring in the champion, Gervonta Davis, who remains undefeated, representing the great city of Baltimore, Maryland.
What's up, big dog? Went on the floor? I went on, yeah, I talked to, you were right there with Cambosis, weren't you, or no?
Martin. All right, so Isaac Cruz is making his way here to meet with the media, so we will sit him down, allow him to give his opening thoughts, and then open it up to questions from you, the media. What a night here at Staples Center again. This has been a wonderful venue for prize fighting. And again, the fights certainly delivered from top to bottom. All four fights were very entertaining, a part of our pay-per-view portion.
You're logging?
Transfer.
One thing that I love about what we saw tonight is that, you know, both guys test each other, push each other to limit. Isaac Cruz got the opportunity of a lifetime, and he certainly came up short, but he did not get steamrolled, and the fact of to be able to deal with the kind of power shots that Gervonta Davis was able to throw, I think just goes to show you the kind of chin and the fortitude that Isaac Cruz has. You know, he's gone ahead, he had unanimous decision victories over Francisco Vargas and Mateus Romero earlier in the year, and tonight, on about a month's notice, opportunity of a lifetime, goes out there and gives a valiant effort against a young man who I think is probably the fastest rising star in boxing in Gervonta Davis. He's only 27 years of age, and I think Tank mentioned this earlier in the week that, you know, he has been, you know, fighting in main events for several years now. He's got a tremendous mentor in Floyd Money Mayweather, who has been there, done that 50 times over again, and he continues to grow and blossom and show new facets of his game against a guy in Isaac Cruz who probably could have beaten most lightweights tonight, but he came up short against Isaac Cruz. As I mentioned, if you're just joining us on the stream or just coming here to the media center here at Staples Center next week, or not next week, this week, on Saturday, before we get to live action from Dignity Health Sports Bar, we will show a replay of the entire fight of Gervonta Davis and Isaac Cruz, and then we will have a doubleheader live from Dignity Health Sports Park in nearby Carson. And what a year it has been for Premier Boxing Champions on Showtime. This is the second event that Gervonta Davis has main evented on Showtime pay-per-view. We were in Atlanta on June 26th. He had over 15,000 for his performance and his win over Mario Barrios. And tonight, the place was electric. We saw a lot of high-level stars and athletes come out. And I mean, certainly, they all came out for Tank. And the fans were here to support Isaac Cruz as well. And they were vocal as well. But Gervonta Davis is a bona fide superstar in boxing, and he is a massive ticket seller without question, and he again proved that here tonight in Los Angeles. We're just waiting. Isaac Cruz, he should be walking this way momentarily, so as we mentioned, we'll have him come up, we'll give preliminary thoughts, and then open it up to you, the medium, for questions.
Where's your face mask, Kato? Put it on. You're worried about Marion? Please. You worried about the Marion variant or what? You got excited.
All right, so we're waiting Isaac Cruz. He should be on his way momentarily. So as soon as he gets here, we will get this thing rolling, and then we will have the champion, Gervonta Davis. But Isaac Cruz will meet with you, the medium, answer questions, and then we will go ahead and transition to the champion along with his entire team. As what a fight tonight with Gervonta Davis, a decision victory over Isaac Cruz, retaining his WBA lightweight championship. As soon as Isaac Cruz here, we'll bring him back and continue with our post-fight press conference. Thank you.
Cool? Good scratch.
The tank won.
I
You
thought
agree
so.
with? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
I think 7-5 best for Isaac.
Yeah. I feel that as much as Tank got hit, he looked better taking shots than Amy looked like yesterday. Because he looked like he got hit, but he was like still conscious, like still ready to scrap.
Did I miss anything?
No, but just opposite balance.
You can talk. Huh?
Yesterday?
Oh yeah, we got somebody. How'd you see it? How'd you see it? Tank. How'd it look? That's good. But no, when he hurt his hand, that was like the last 2 or 3 rounds. That wasn't.
I thought they said it was early.
No. The sure as hell didn't look like it. To me, it looked like he had it in 11 or 10. That was really late into it. 10, right? See, yeah, you could see him grinning. He was like this in the corner.
Really? What hand was it?
Now, if he was hurting throughout the fight, that's a different story. I don't know. But when it looked like when he hurt it was like the 10th round. I think it might have been the arm, because they tangled up and Isaac might have like hockey shoulder or something. I don't know if it was a punch hard because when he went to the corner, he was like this. He got it up and then he looked at the fist and he went like this. It was like the whole thing. Could have just been sharp pain running through.
They were like tying up strong too and like yanking each other and shit.
That's just fucking weird.
That's interesting.
Okay, Corey. People talk shit to me like crazy. So I had the score 115, 113, what was it? That was the final score, 115, 113.
Ready? 2, 1. All right, welcome back to the press conference here at Staples Center in Los Angeles as we bring up a man who fought valiantly tonight. A terrific fight. He entertained the fans, and what a battle inside the ring here at Staples Center. This man has nothing to be ashamed of. He came up short against Gervonta Davis, one of the best fighters on the planet. What an effort, what energy, what drama here in Los Angeles. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Round of applause for the challenger. Came up short tonight. And Martin, if you can ask him what are his thoughts, as we are only barely, not even an hour removed from what was a tremendous fight here in Los Angeles.
Ha pasado menos de una hora de una pelea tremenda acá en Los Ángeles. Contanos lo que te pasa por la cabeza, lo que pensás, tus sentimientos.
Estoy muy feliz por el gran desempeño que acabo de hacer contra un gran peleador. Y bueno, más que nada agradecerle a toda la gente que asistió al Staples Center y a toda la gente que estuvo al pendiente en sus casas. Y gracias por el apoyo. Se dio una gran pelea y bueno, un gran espectáculo a la gente y ustedes fueron los ganadores.
I'm very happy for the way that I fought against a top-notch opponent. And I want to thank the fans that were at Staples Center and also tuning in on pay-per-view. You guys had a great show, and I'm glad that we were able to entertain you in a way that made for a great fight tonight.
Sean Gibbons, on behalf of MP Promotions, how proud are you of what you saw out of Isaac Cruz against Gervonta Davis tonight?
I couldn't be prouder for Isaac and his father. He exceeded expectations. I think a lot of people thought he shouldn't be in this fight. That's why we fight the fights. We don't fight them on paper. We don't fight them on Twitter. We fight them in the ring. And that's what Isaac Cruz did. And you don't need to be a belt to be a winner. This man's a winner tonight. And we're looking forward to returning to PBC. And Al Heyman was ecstatic about the fight. So
And I got to give everybody.
We don't need to. Yeah, we got Al Heyman.
I want to give everyone a round of applause. Mayweather Promotions for making this fight happen, and Gervonta Davis for immediately accepting this fight. So if we have questions from the media, raise your hand. Kyle, go ahead. And we got Keith Heidig first to ask Isaac Cruz a question.
My question is for Isaac and for Sean, if you could. I'm sure you heard Gervonta Davis's answer. He said hell no when they asked him about doing a rematch. What are your thoughts on him not wanting a rematch?
Bueno, la pregunta para Isaac es, ¿qué opinan de cuando Gervonta Davis dijo no, ni loco, cuando le preguntaron sobre la revancha? ¿Qué te generó eso?
Algo inexplicable. ¿Por qué? De un peleador que no lo conocían, lo conocieron, un gran oponente de los mejores 135.
That I can't explain it. It's crazy. No, at 135 to avoid at all costs for a rematch. It's absolutely astounding. Sean?
You know, a lot of people always talk about Tank Davis being a dumb person. I think he's the smartest guy in this room because he realized tonight who Isaac Cruz Jr. was. He tried to intimidate him on numerous occasions. He tried to intimidate him at the weigh-in. And all Isaac did was fight harder and almost run him out of the ring. It should be more like Gervonta Rigondeaux, but we'll go with Davis for now. But again, Isaac has a bright future. He's 23 years old. If Gervonta doesn't want to give him the rematch, then that's his business. But we have a lot of big fights and a lot of good things in front of Isaac.
Isaac, aquí. Felicidades por la gran pelea que nos esta noche. Isaac, ¿qué crees que te faltó hacer hoy para que los jueces te dieran más rounds y pudieras ganar la pelea? Y la segunda pregunta es, ¿qué tan fuerte pega Gervonta Davis a comparación de los otros rivales que has enfrentado?
Well, Isaac, the question is, what was missing today to maybe flip a couple of rounds in your favor and come out with the win? And then how does Gervonta compare to past opponents that you faced?
Pega duro, claro, pero por eso nos preparamos nosotros bien para aguantar todo lo que nos iba a presentar. Nunca nos lastimó, ustedes lo vieron. Claro, no somos unos perfectos en el ring, pero lo hicimos ver mal a él también.
He's a hard puncher, that's for sure, but we prepared well, and as you can see, he didn't do any real damage at all. So we felt prepared, and we felt that we stood up to him just fine during the 12 rounds.
Isaac, tú te llevaste los halagos de todo el mundo y nació un ídolo mexicano el día de hoy.
Well, Isaac, everybody's praising you right now, and it feels like a new Mexican hero was born tonight. What do you think about that?
Claro, yo lo dije, iban a ser una nueva estrella mexicana para los aficionados, para los latinos y para todo el mundo, y se cumplió.
Did I tell you or did I tell you? New Mexican star was going to be born, and that's exactly what happened tonight. So I'm proud to be able to perform like that for you guys, and I'm glad it came out that way.
Isaac over here. Gervonta Davis said that he hurt his left hand after the 6th round. Do you feel you were fighting a different fighter after the 6th round?
Gervonta dijo que se lastimó la mano izquierda después del 6º round. ¿Sentís que la pelea cambió, dio un giro después de aquel 6º asalto?
Creo que ahorita las excusas salen sobrando. Yo peleé con un nudillo lastimado, no puse pretextos, di batalla y aquí estamos para la revancha si es que nos la da.
Seems like the excuses are plenty right now. I fought with Bruce Knuckles also, but I didn't make any excuses. You know, I fought the way I fought, he fought the way he thought. There shouldn't be any excuses. The fight was the way that it was.
And were you happy with the judges' scoring of the fight? Because there was quite a few rounds that clearly you won, but apparently the judges felt otherwise.
Bueno, ¿qué opinaste del veredicto de los jueces? ¿Te pareció que fue justo o que fue un poco injusto?
Creo que el mejor juez es el público.
I think the best judge actually are the fans.
More questions for Isaac Pitbull Cruz? I think Ellie's got a question. I'll get to Ellie soon.
I don't need the mic.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Isaac, two things. Did you and Gervonta talk after the fight? What did you say? And also, who would you want next?
Did you hear him? He said if him and Gervonta talk.
Doug, si hablaste con Gervonta después de la pelea.
Claro, como todo buen boxeador, tanto como él como yo, fuimos enemigos arriba del ring. Abajo dimos la mano como todo un gran caballero, de su parte como de la mía. Y bueno, nos dijo que éramos unos grandes peleadores, que teníamos mucho corazón como todo mexicano.
Of course, we are gentlemen outside the ring, just like we're fighters inside of it. And we talked afterwards. He said I was a great fighter, that had a lot of heart, and that that he admired the way that I fought. And that's the way it should be. Gentlemen outside the ring, shaking hands, and then what happens inside the ring stays inside the ring.
And who does he want next?
Who does he want next?
¿A quién querés como oponente a futuro?
A quien me dé la oportunidad.
Whoever gives me a chance. Whoever gives me a chance is going to be next.
Basically, he's ranked still across the board in the top 10. So anybody that we can work our way back up towards fighting for a world title, and we'll speak with Al Heyman, PBC, and we'll see what's next.
More questions?
Muhammad Mubarak with the Electronic Urban Report. Throughout the fight, there were moments where you were in tussles with him, like wrestling with him. Were you expecting that type of fight? And did you see any surprises coming from him?
Hubo momentos sumamente agresivos en esta pelea, muy reñida. Pero hubo algo que te haya sorprendido de él, algo que no hayas visto venir y dijiste, uy, no la vi venir a esa idea.
Nunca habíamos visto a un Gervonta pasivo, nervioso y de alguna manera temeroso. Algo que nosotros acabamos de hacer es dar lo máximo, sacarlo de su zona de confort.
That was our best achievement, really. The surprise was the fact that I had never seen a Gervonta that was passive, almost afraid, really. So we were able to take him out of his comfort zone, and I'm proud of the fact that we were able to do just that.
Yeah, Andre Johnson's interview. You fought a tremendous fight, and I know you feel like you won the fight, but the judges did not give it to you. Is there anything you thought you could have done differently, given that you fought a great fight, but you did not get the decision?
Bueno, más o menos la misma pregunta de antes, que si hubiese podido hacer algo distinto, ¿qué hubiese sido para poder ganar la pelea? ¿Sentís que hubo algo que te faltó?
Una caída para poderme llevar la victoria.
Maybe, yeah, a knockdown. If I had knocked him down, perhaps I would have won the fight.
Lisa, Adriana Jimenez at Fino Boxing. First of all, congratulations on a spectacular performance. Obviously, Gervonta said he's not interested in a rematch for you. Does that leave the names of Kambosos, Haney, Lomachenko, Ryan Garcia? Are those names that interest you that you're going to be asking for? Esos nombres que mencioné, ¿son peleas que vas a buscar, que vas a pedir después de esta tremenda adaptación?
Por supuesto, yo estoy para quien me diga Al Heyman, Showtime, Manny Pacquiao, para quien sea. Vieron que un nuevo guerrero mexicano no se cae contra los mejores y estoy dispuesto a pelear con quien sea.
Well, it's really, I'm ready for whoever, Al Heyman, Showtime, and, the promoters say that I have to face. I'm not afraid of absolutely anybody.
Steve?
Isak, congratulations on a great performance. You caught Gervonta a few times, it seemed like. Were you surprised that he was able to take your power that well? And was there any point in the fight where you felt maybe you did have him hurt at all?
Bueno, lo pudiste lastimar a Gervonta un par de veces. ¿Te sorprendió que él haya podido absorber tu poder de la manera en que lo hizo? Y de otra manera también sentí que lo lastimaste de una manera severa en algún momento.
Sí, claro. Ahora sí que se notó. Nos abrazaba, hacía 2 o 3 marrullerías, se sintió lastimado, le demostramos que también le demostramos poder en la pelea.
Of course, you know how I know I hurt him? Because he was trying to embrace me, he was trying to grab me when he was hurt, and it was evident.
Isaac, primeramente felicidades en una gran pelea. En esta pelea, ¿qué aprendiste en esta pelea? ¿Qué aprendiste y ir para adelante? ¿Sientes que ya la afición de boxeo y todo el mundo conoce quién es Isaac Cruz?
Well, first of all, biggest lesson from this fight for you, and second of all, do you think that the world now knows who Isaac Cruz is?
Por supuesto, todo el mundo del boxeo, los latinos, Estados Unidos, Europa estaba expuestos en esta gran pelea y les acabamos de demostrar que somos unos verdaderos guerreros y que podemos causar gran peligro en las 135 incluso.
Of course, the eyes of the world were put on this fight, from Europe to Latin America to the United States, and I showed that a Mexican warrior is here to stay, and I showed what I'm capable of, and even better things are coming up next.
Let's give a round of applause to Isaac Cruz, ladies and gentlemen. What an effort tonight against Gervonta Davis here at Staples Center. Isaac, alongside Sean Gibbons of MP Promotions, and his father as well. And now I want to bring up, I always tell him he's probably, without question, the sharpest promoter in the business. His outfit probably is more than my car combined. So I want to bring up the distinguished CEO of Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellerby. Also want to acknowledge TBE, Floyd Money Mayweather as well, who has helped to set the groundwork for Gervonta Davis. Leonard, great to see you again. You look impeccably dressed, but what a night here at Staples Center. You talked about how there's levels to this game. And tonight it was a packed house, star-studded, celebrity-filled. This has been a vision that you and Floyd have had for Gervonta since Gervonta burst onto the scene. This just didn't happen overnight. And lo and behold, we continue to see that Gervonta Davis is not just a big, but he's an enormous ticket seller and a box office draw anywhere that he goes here in the country and around the world.
Couldn't have said it any better. I'd like to thank all the fans who came out tonight. I thought it was a tremendous fight. I've said all along that Cruz would be tough. I knew exactly what he was bringing to the table. There's a reason why he was ranked in the top 10 across the board in each and every organization. But again, what Gervonta Davis showed you guys tonight, that another facet to his game, that he's also a tremendous boxer. And I'm glad to see him kind of box circles around.
What about the pay-per-view business? I mean, who would have thought people were saying, oh, pay-per-view business is dead? No, Gervonta Davis, this man is a pay-per-view fighter, and he proved it again with his third straight headlining fight against Isaac Cruz, no less on a Sunday.
Yeah, again, as we always say, as Floyd always says, levels to this. And again, Gervonta Davis has proven that he's an attraction and one of the biggest attractions in the sport. He's one of the best fighters in the entire world.
When you were watching the fight, Leonard, what was your thoughts? I thought it was a tremendous fight, and I think that both guys, their stocks have risen, with the fact that they both went at it throughout the course of the fight over 12 rounds.
Oh, no doubt. It was all action. And again, I keep saying this, that you guys got to stop disrespecting these fighters, calling them bums just because they don't have high-profile names. It was Isaac Cruz Super Bowl tonight. These guys are going to get up each and every night when they're fighting the best in the division. I've seen it over the last 25 years when guys were fighting Floyd. They're just going to get up and they're going to bring their best, and you just have to be prepared. And Tank showed you why he's at the level that he is. Again, I thought Tank boxed really well. And again, hats off to Cruz. He fought a terrific fight.
If you have questions for Leonard Ellerby, the CEO of Mayweather Promotions, by all means raise your hand. And got a question over here.
Eric Roman with Boulevard Boxing. Do we look forward to Bud in the future? Terrence Crawford?
Terrence Crawford is 147 pounds. Gervonta Davis is 135 pounds.
People move up all the time. Maybe they can meet in the middle.
Tank's 135 pounds. Next question.
Wait for the mic to come your way. Keith Idek's got a question for you, Leonard.
How close of a fight did you see it as from your vantage point?
Well, we weren't really scoring it. I wasn't. Tank clearly won to me, you know, a unanimous decision. It was a good fight. Tank, he showed his boxing skills. You know, we knew Cruz's style. He was a pressure fighter, comes forward. Tank kept turning him, and it was evident that Tank's hand was hurt. At some point early in the fight, I knew, you know, he had a little damage, you know, in camp, but no excuses. Hats off to Cruz. He fought a terrific fight, and we expected that.
More questions for Mike?
Mike Commentary, ESPN. First off, you know, obviously Tank's another great turnout for him. He had a couple of fights in, 2 fights this year. 2022, is this going to be the year we get the big fight though for Tank? One of the, maybe the Ryan Garcia, the Devin Haney's. What do you see for him?
Well, any fight that Tank fights in is a big fight. And no disrespect, Mike, but the guys that you guys say are the big fights, they're not big fights. Tank Davis is the cash cow in the division, and he showed you again tonight, you know, come out west and, you know, another sellout. And again, there's levels to what he's doing. But again, we're going to continue to fight the top guys out there, and everyone just have to keep on leveling up.
No, we'll agree that Tank Davis is definitely the biggest star in the division, but surely a fight with Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney does way bigger numbers than a fight with Cruz. Now, I'm not saying this wasn't a good event, it was, but I'm saying next year. Like,
I would love to see Tank fight the biggest names that are out there, and whoever continues to prove themselves. But the guys that you say, not you personally, but they say who are the best guys out there. Like, for instance, I think Isaac Cruz is better than some of these guys that you're talking about. You know, just because he doesn't have a big name, how do you think he would have did against a Ryan Garcia, for an example, tonight? There you go. but to answer your question, whatever the fans want, that's what we're going to give. But we're going to do it on our terms. And I'm going to continue to say that, on our terms. We're not going to go out there, again, and overpay a fighter just because y'all say he's a big name fighter. It don't work like that. The business don't work like that. We're not in the business of fucking off money like some of these other promoters.
These other promoters losing money, but that's what they don't know. We not in the game to lose money. I don't even say. We not in the fight game to lose money. We're in the fight game for the fighter to make money. We're not trying to get rich off these fighters. I've already been rich, and I'm rich, wealthy. But we all know Tank. Box circles on that guy. Was the guy very aggressive? Did he land some big shots? It's all about an exciting fight. He did that, but he clearly got beat. You know he didn't win. You know, and me just being in the fight game, it's really that they don't want. It's not that they don't want to see Tank win because they feel like it's beating me because I dominated the fight game for so long. But these same writers out here, they praise Canelo. You got so many young champions. Come over here. They're overlooked guys. Come on. Hammer. They're overlooked guys. They're overlooked guys like you. Unbelievable fighter. One of the best fighters in the sport of boxing today. One of the best. They'll overlook guys like you. Little young kid right here, they'll overlook him. But you can take a guy like Canelo. This guy can do. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Motherfucker, easy, man. Cakewalk, easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighters. I just left the WBC boxing convention. I flew out to Mexico City for all the fighters, not just black fighters. When I went to Mexico City for all fighters. Every fighter should be treated fair, and everybody should be on the even playing field. So I flew to Mexico to meet with the WBC, to meet with different referees, different officials, so fighters can be treated fair. We got these judges that are in the fight game right now. These fight judges. Fight judges, 75 years old, 80 years old. When it's time to hang it up, hang it up. I'm not being biased. If I'm 100, if Tank got his ass whooped, I'm gonna say, you know what? He got his ass whooped. Easy fight from what I seen. And did the guy come out of the I say it probably was 4 rounds the guy he could have got, but 8 rounds he's getting outboxed. Turn. The name of the game is boxing. The name of the game is not slugging, because when the fight game is over, when boxing is all over, and you hang it up like me, you still want to be able to have your faculties. You still want to be able to have your brain. That's more important than anything. Fuck the money. Your health is more important than anything. The name of the game is to hit and not get hit. And I was the best at doing it, and I'm going to continue to teach these young fighters. The name of the game is to dish it out and not take it. And then when your career is over, take your money, invest it right, so you can have something. These people don't give a fuck about these people don't give a fuck about us. And y'all gonna know that once your career is over. When Muhammad Ali was in a fight game, he was at the top of his game kicking their ass, they hated him. When he can barely walk and talk, that's when they loved him. See me, they don't like me because I'm a straight shooter, and I was able to become my own boss. At the end of the day, I don't ever want to hear nobody say, well, Mayweather Promotions, they don't have these many fighters. I don't never want to hear y'all saying y'all working with Al Heyman, but y'all not working with Floyd Mayweather. If you're working with Floyd Mayweather, you work with Al Heyman. You working with Al Heyman, you working with Floyd Mayweather, because we won. So I'm gonna continue to tell Tank, go out there, be the best that you can be, fight, and be smart. See, the problem is that they want to Tank to knock this guy out. Since they didn't see the knockout tonight, oh, now you lost. It's bullshit, man. And these people are praying. There's so many fighters that they pray. Y'all talking about Skid Ryan Garcia. Tank got his followers from kicking ass. Ryan Garcia got his followers from YouTubers. There's a difference. So you want to be a YouTuber or you want to be a fighter? Tank is a fighter. He showed that he can dish it. He can dish it out as well as take it. But we're not in the game to take punishment. He was turning this guy all night, and this guy know he didn't win. And was he tough? Very tough and rugged. And if I would have fought him when at my peak when I was young, I probably would have knocked the guy out. The guy tough. He was tough. He brought the smoke, but he got smoked also.
Tank is walking, guys.
Okay.
Like, just so you know, we're on live stream, so the fans can hear you. If you work that mic, you can
I don't gotta work the
mic. So that they can hear you on the stream.
Yeah, but the fans are gonna hear because we wanted to, as long as the fans bought pay-per-view and not stole it. You see, that's what I posted on my social media page. Stop stealing. Let me talk to the people. Get out the way, let's take over this. Tank, I just had your back. Hey, Tank, I just had your back. I had to scream on these people.
Talk to us about this finding a way to win. You mentioned kind of.
I don't like that you guys are constantly disrespecting. You constantly disrespecting Tank. You disrespecting so many fighters. Even like Lara. If you go back and look at the Lara versus Canelo, fight could have went either way. Tank, I want to say this to you in front of the world. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your team. Barry, Calvin, y'all done a hell of a job. Tank, I'm proud of you. You showed that you can dish it. You showed that you can box. You showed that you can dish it out as well as take it. And even though I wasn't able to be at this training camp, you showed that you were hungry and you one of the best in the sport of boxing. I'm proud of you. If nobody in this room is proud of you, I'm proud of you. From day one, when you first came to me, when I autographed your phone when you was a young kid, I seen something in you then. Now, I don't know who was with me. I think, and actually that was the Canelo tour when I seen you, right? And I just want to let you know I'm proud of you. If nobody else is proud of you, I'm proud of you. Continue to go out there and win. Be a great father. Be a great son. And continue to lead the young guys that's under you. You lead the way for them just like I led the way for you.
If you have an opening comment, please give an opening comment, then we'll take some questions from the press for you. Congratulations.
I just want to say thank everybody for coming out, people that watched on Showtime, people that came to the arena, Cruz and his team. my team, my personal team, promotions, Al Heyman, Showtime. Just want to appreciate everybody that, had their hands on in this event. I think that, tonight was successful, just not because I won, but, the big event that we put on, it's a little tough in LA right now as far as the corona stuff, but we pulled it off, so I want to thank everybody for coming out.
First question in the back.
Tank, I know you have to get your hand examined still, but how bad do you get the sense that it is now, and is it maybe something that you haven't felt before, or can you tell us what you're feeling in your hand right now?
I think that it's the first time it ever happened to me. I feel like not just one knuckle, but a couple of them. My hand's shaking a little bit, but that's ain't no big deal. I got the job done, so we move on.
Tank, congratulations on the performance. Obviously, you're gonna take a long rest and you deserve one. But when you kind of survey the landscape, I know you said they're all easy work, but is there a guy that could really get you excited out there?
Any one of the top guys, I feel as though I'm the best at 135. I think I'm the best at, what I do. I feel as though none of them guys can beat me. And, time will tell.
Okay, next one down here.
Champs, my question is I have two questions. My first question is for Floyd. Does this, with the injury to Tank, does this fight kind of remind you of the Castillo fight? Most people thought that you won that fight pretty clean, but then the public, thought it was real close. You did a rematch. What's your thoughts on the parallels between the Castillo fight and this fight you've seen tonight?
I was dealing with this throughout my whole, well, I had people jealous of me throughout my whole career before our profession. Jealousy comes with the territory. I sell the arena out every time. And I say to myself, y'all people not tired. Y'all done been here 50, we done sold the arena out 50 times and y'all keep coming up short. We can do it 50 more times, y'all gonna keep coming up short. What's meant to be in life is meant to be. And Cruz, and as far as what Cruz would take, he know he didn't win. No, he didn't win at all. And if Tank really would have lost the fight, I would have said he lost. And of course, it's California. This is Mexico. So, if you don't fight in Mexico, this is close, but Texas and California is like fighting in Mexico, basically. But Cruz is a tough competitor. Very, very tough competitor. Tank did exactly what I asked him to do. Turn him, box him, turn him, make him miss, make him pay. That's what he did.
Tank, Danny Alvarez behind the gloves. First and foremost, congratulations on another victory. Saw the back and forth between yourself and Ryan after your fight. What did you make of his comments that he made to you and to Floyd?
Yeah, Instagram fighter. We don't worry about him. YouTube, yeah, he's a pretty girl. That's what he just talk.
Thanks for that.
We try, hold on. I don't know what he said, but we try to make this fight. For those that don't know, we tried to make this fight before. The kid Ryan Garcia. We tried to make the fight. He chose. What happened, Leonard? Get a whole breakdown.
Yeah. I tried to make the fight, and they didn't want to fight. Bottom line. Say it again? Yeah, exactly.
He said that I guess he was going to do an exhibition with Pacquiao instead of fighting. You get to do an exhibition when you retire. So you can't be doing an exhibition when you're young and active. Real fights.
Kyle.
Andre Johnson, Zero News. Type, tremendous fight, great fight. 3 fights, 3 sellouts. To many, you become the face of boxing. If you had your choice, what's next? What do you want next? What do you want?
I don't think I'm the face of boxing right now. I'm happy to be in the position I am right now, but I feel as though I got a lot more to improve. You know, I feel as though that if I keep doing it, I can, you know, there's no limit. You know what I mean? But as far as me, I just, whoever they put in front of me, be whoever they put in front of me. You know what I mean? I want to do my job to fight whoever's in front of me. You know what I mean? I feel as though I'm the top guy, prove it. You know, so they called me out, and you know, when the time comes, it comes.
Right here.
Marcus Hayes, Fight Up TV. Tank, I want to congratulate you like everybody else has for an outstanding performance tonight. In particular, I want to ask you, when we talk to these fighters day in and day out, the most astute of you guys always talk about the give and take, the back and forth, and we saw that tonight. Talk to us about how you're able to absorb punishment and immediately come back and dish it out, and it's back and forth and back and forth. How do you stay locked in like that?
I don't think I, you know, took any punishment. I feel as though I'm fresh. I could go another 12 rounds right now, but when you got somebody, we in a fight game, you know, I knew that, you know, he wasn't coming to lay down. That's why I told y'all before I was, you know, like ready to go 12 rounds. You know what I mean? So I knew that he was coming, you know, gamed, and I've been in his position before, so I knew that he was coming strong. So I just did what I had to do. When I, you know, hurt my hand, you know, I try to, you know, play it off a little bit and get the job done by any means.
Quick follow-up here.
Lastly, while Isaac was up here with his family and with his dad, he mentioned kind of that he thought that he made you gun shy at some points in the fight. Can you comment on that?
Nah, I don't think I was gun shy, but I would say if we fight again, I'd knock him out.
You said no, but now are you interested in actually running it back with him again? Now that we're talking about this?
I mean, some people feel like they think he won, so if the fans want it, then nah, okay, see, the fans want it. I mean, whoever's best out there, what's the best opportunity? You know, I ain't turning down nothing. It's never been a time where somebody, well, my promoters, you know, Leonard or Floyd came to me and said, we want you to fight such and such, and I was like, no, that's not a good idea. Or you know what I mean? I fight whoever they put in front of me, you know what I mean? So, it is what it is. I feel as though that the time will tell. Time will tell for sure.
Question here is for Floyd. Floyd, during the Barrios fight, you had a very honest assessment of Tank during the fight when you were in his corner. In this fight as well, you were standing, you were giving him your feedback. What were you telling him, and what was your assessment of the fight as it was happening?
Well, with the Barrios fight, I want to say this. I told him about the unofficial. Never said official. So I don't want you guys to get certain things mixed up. I said unofficial. With this fight, I was just, you know, you want the best. And it's not even when I want to see him win. If I don't make one dime, if he make all the money, it's all about the talent receiving all the credit. I had my time, and what I was telling him was I want him to be the best. You know, I've been in that position before, fighting guys like that. And if a guy throw a few good shots and a guy may win a couple rounds, then it's no different from Marcus laid down a fight. If a guy wins 3 rounds or 4 rounds, they're gonna say he won the fight. So they was expecting Tank to knock this guy out tonight. So since he didn't knock the guy out, then they're gonna say he lost. That's how it works.
All right, we got 2 more down here and then time for just a couple more.
Hey, Tank, first of all, congratulations on your victory. How would you rate your performance tonight? How did you get frustrated? How difficult was it? And Leonard and Floyd, would you compare this fight to when Floyd fought Carlos Hernandez? I know it was a fight that you convinced me won, but it gave you a difficult time.
You think he gave me a difficult time? Honestly.
Yes.
But Tank, you have to realize that most times we have to teach these so-called boxing specialists and these people, these boxing journalists about boxing. They really don't know. You know, it's like what Roger Mayweather said, may he rest in peace. They don't know shit about boxing. So we have to teach them about boxing. We're not saying that he wasn't aggressive. He was aggressive. Did he throw a few good body shots and a few good head shots throughout the fight? That comes with the territory. It's not all, you can't be the only one throwing all the punches. Then it wouldn't be a fair fight.
Look, can I say something?
Yes, Coach Calvin. Let me get Coach Calvin. Coach Calvin.
Y'all will never give my youngin' credit.
I said the same thing. They never
explain something to y'all. Youngin' Hand got hurt and came. He never complained about it. He came out here and put on a hell of a show. 2 months ago. That's the bottom line. He fought this kid with one hand. He came in the corner at the 6th round and said, my hand is hurt. And if you look at the tape, I said, man, I don't want to hear that. Fight through it. And he done it. Y'all got to give this young man his props. And you hear him keep saying, he fight who they put in front of him. And we don't turn down nothing but our callers. So whatever they say to do, we're going to get the job done. That's the blue collar way. We're trying to bring boxing back.
All right, guys, one more down here and then one in the back to wrap it up.
Steven Goodenium, Carolina Sports. Tank, congratulations, man. Right here. This is the first time you fought a shorter fighter in a long time. Talk to me about that and how that might have made him, you know, I don't know, just talk about that and how that affected your game plan in the fight.
It wasn't really, I wasn't really uncomfortable, you know, fighting a short fighter. The only thing was when I was throwing my punches, it was hitting on the top of his head, so that's why my hand was hurting so bad. So I think that's why I didn't get the knockout, because he was shorter, and then, you know what I mean, I didn't want to dip down to like really low to his level, because I didn't want to get caught with, you know, a strong shot, and, you know, so I just, you know, did what I did, you know, I didn't want to hurt my hand too bad, but once I started catching them, I couldn't resist it.
Congratulations, man.
Last question in the back, please.
I just want to clarify with Calvin and perhaps with Tank too. You came into the fight with a hand injury. That's what Calvin was saying.
Yeah, but I don't want to put it on my hand. You know what I mean? I did what I did. This about boxing. You know what I mean? I knew I was coming in at this fight. You know what I mean? So forget the hand. I did what I had to do.
Thanks, Tank.
Okay, thank you to the lightweight world champ. Terrific performance. Great
Best
fight.
lightweight.
That's right. Floyd Mayweather, Leonard Elby, Mayweather Promotions, Coach Calvin. GTD. Yes. Barry, thank you guys very much.
Tank, did you when did you realize the hand was hurt, Leonard? Obviously, you might have known beforehand, but when in the fight did you realize it might have been an issue?
Next month, next year.
I got too much action on that fight. Do you know how to get there?
Tank, how's the hand feel now, Tank?
Kenny? Yeah, last Saturday.
Just luck, that's all. Just got lucky, man.
can't even hit them with the blue eyes.
That would be paying attention to. You're the right. That's why we come in with a fishbowl. So it comes up over the top. Yeah, the guy's smooth. They can't come right there. So you see that? He's up. I'm so used to watching fights. I just be zoned out, focusing on time. You guys be great.
Coach Calvin, did. Okay, we'll talk about that. Okay. Congratulations, Coach. For sure, man. Great performance, man. What's up, big guy? How you doing, brother?
Highway champ.
A lot of bags. Thanks, brother.
Yeah, no problem. Good to see you guys.
The lightweight champ.
Have him do it.
Steve.
I got 2 more.
All right, my peeps. That's it. Appreciate you guys watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. Always giving you guys that content. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you at the next one. Next week. Who's fighting next week? Juanito. See you guys then. Thank you.